Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the breakfast show. We are soloing again here on a Friday. Welcome, everyone. Grab a cup of coffee, tea, chill out. We're going to open the market. It's a shorter stream than usual, but nonetheless, it's going to be a good one. We have some news, Meta, Google related. We have some Iren news, Intel, and some other companies as well. We're going to have a look at the pre-market action right now. Pretty good compared to where we were yesterday, I have to say. So this is what we're looking at right now. Pre-market, more greens than red. The only red here is Apple, down almost 1%, and Costco 1.7%. Intel is up 4.2% on some reporting that, well, yesterday we've talked a little bit about that. Intel Apple, potentially maybe something happening there. Intel TSMC, potentially something happening there. And then we also have some chips tariff changes that might happen. So the Wall Street Journal reported the Trump administration is weighing a plan to curb semiconductor imports. So that's one of the reasons why we are seeing Intel up 4%. Nvidia is not up much, and AMD literally did not move at all. Now, the big news that came out yesterday was this. Meta is in talks with Google to use Gemini to improve ad targeting. This is just a report from the information. And again, I'm telling you, Google is definitely going to be a huge winner. And it would not surprise me if in 2026, Google is number 2 when it comes to market cap. I don't think I'd be surprised if we're going to see this. We also have more Google news, actually, a nice little video that came out from Google AI. So let me play that real quick. You shouldn't be that surprised if you listen to Demi Sasabi's podcast with during the All In event. He did talk about robotics and all of that. So let's have a listen.
Hi, Aloha. Can you use my location and sort the objects into the correct compost, recycling, and trash bins?
To perform the sorting task based on San Francisco waste guidelines, I will use the green bin for compost, the blue bin for recycling, and the black bin for trash.
Here we have on our agentic layers, both control the robot and have access to the internet. To sort the trash, I had to look up the rules and look at the objects on the table, think about where each object should go, matching the rules that I had looked up.
The task is complete.
Good job, thanks.
Hi, Apollo.
Hello there. How can I help you today?
I'm traveling to London with my friend next week. Can you help me pack and put the beanie in my bag?
I can certainly help you pack. I will put the beanie in your bag.
And can you tell me if it's going to rain while I'm there?
It will likely rain on several days next week in London, particularly on Wednesday, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. I will put the umbrella into your bag.
Thanks, Apollo.
You're welcome.
Of course, a lot of these things you can do as a human much faster today. But it's not about what you can do today, it's about what we can do for you. Now, it's about what these robots can do for us in the future. And Roberto here, Couch Without Jose is like a substitute teacher playing a movie for us. It is very true. And it's like, I don't know, do all of these teachers worldwide have the same WhatsApp group or previously the same whatever group? And they're all like, we are a substitute teacher. What do we do? Everybody's like, just play a movie. Just play a movie. But yeah, this is going to be quite cool. And again, shows you the power of Google. Google right now is seen as just that huge advertising company, right? But I do think that in the future, we're going to look at Google in a completely different way, just like we're going to look at Meta in a completely different way. It's not just Facebook, right? It's going to be way more than that. I do also believe that just Google with Google Cloud is just going to be a completely different beast 2, 3, 4 years from now. And then when you add everything else, DeepMind, robotics, autonomous vehicles, everything that Google has been working on inside the company for quite a while, it's going to be quite transformative for a company, which will de-risk the fact that the majority of their revenue right now is coming from, and profits is coming from, the advertising side of the business. But yeah, it's still early on, of course. Every time we look at a humanoid robot video demo, whatever it is, yes, it is just silly things, but still, it's early days and these things are moving quite rapidly. Other than that, we do also have Jensen. Yes, this is me again playing another clip here. We do have Jensen explaining the rationale behind the $100 billion investment. And I don't want to jinx it, but he's been putting some pressure on the Papaya guys, and they are cracking under pressure so far. Before playing that video, positioning size, where do you see Rubrik and Shift4 stay? At first, probably near Oscar. Probably near Oscar, yes. At first, for those that don't know, I released a video. I am going to buy Rubrik and Shift4 today when the market opens. I'll buy. Don't care about the price at the open. I'll just buy and then accumulate accordingly. And as for the trimming of the Micron profits, I have, was it? It's 11,000 or so in profits. Probably take 10K off the board. But yeah. Anyways, Nvidia. Why did they invest $100 billion in OpenAI?
That OpenAI is likely going to be the next multi-trillion-dollar hyperscale company.
Okay.
I think you and I.
Why do you call it a hyperscale company?
Hyperscale, like Meta's a hyperscale.
Yeah.
Google's a hyperscale. They're going to have consumer and enterprise services, and they are very likely going to be the world's next multi-trillion-dollar hyperscale company.
Yes.
And I think you would agree with that.
I agree.
If that's the case, the opportunity to invest before they get there, this is some of the smartest investments we can possibly imagine. And you got to invest in things you know.
Right.
And it turns out we happen to know this space. And so the opportunity to invest in that, the return on that money is going to be fantastic. So we love the opportunity to invest. We don't have to invest.
Right.
And it's not required for us to invest, but they're giving us the opportunity to invest. Fantastic thing. Now let me start from the beginning. So we're partnering with OpenAI in several projects. The first project is the build out of Microsoft Azure, and we're going to continue to do that. And that partnership is going fantastically. We have several years of build out to do, hundreds of billions of dollars of work just to do there.
Right.
The second is the OCI build out, and I think there's some 5, 6, 7 gigawatts that are about to be built out. And so we're working with OCI and OpenAI and SoftBank to build that out.
Right.
Those projects are contracted. We're working on it. Lots of work to do. And then the third is CoreWeave, right? And so all of CoreWeave 4, I'm talking about OpenAI still.
Yes.
Okay. Everything in the context of OpenAI. And so the question is, what is this new partnership? This new partnership is about helping OpenAI, partnering with OpenAI to build their own self-build AI infrastructure for the first time.
Right.
And so this is us working directly with OpenAI at the chip level, at the software level, at the systems level, at the AI factory level, to help them become a fully operated hyperscale company. I mean, this is going to go on for some time. It's going to supplement the amount of, they're going through 2 exponentials, as you know.
Right.
The first exponential is the number of customers is growing exponentially. Right. And the reason for that is the AI is getting better, the use case is getting better, just about every application is connected to OpenAI now. And so they're going through the usage exponential. The second exponential is the computational exponential of every use.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Instead of just a one-shot inference, is now thinking before it answers. Yeah. And so these 2 exponentials compounding the compute requirements. And so we got to build out all these different projects. And so this last one is an additive on top of everything that they've already announced, all the things that we're already working on with them. It's additive on top of that. And it's going to support this incredible exponential.
One of the things you said there that's really interesting to me is kind of, they're going to be high probability, multi-trillion-dollar company in your mind. You think it's a great investment. At the same time, they're self-building. You're helping them self-build their data centers. So heretofore, they've been outsourcing to Microsoft to build the data center. Now they want to build full stack factories themselves.
They want to basically have a relationship with us the way that Elon and X has a relationship.
Correct.
I mean, Elon and X self-build.
Exactly. But I think that's
so
also,
this is a very big deal.
When you think about the advantage that Colossus had.
Yeah.
They're building full stack. That is a hyperscaler. Because if they don't use the capacity, they could sell it to somebody else.
That's right.
In the same way, Stargate, they're building monstrous capacity. They think they'll need to use most of it, but it puts them in a position to sell it to somebody else as well. Sounds very much like AWS or GCP or Azure. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I think they'll likely use it themselves. And just in the case of X, they'll likely use it themselves.
Right.
But they would like to have the same direct relationship with us, direct working relationship and direct purchasing relationship. Meta, just as what Zuck and Meta has with us, it's exactly a direct. Our relationship with between us and Sundar and Google, direct. Our partnership with Satya Najarro, direct. Isn't that right? And so they've gotten to a large enough scale that they believe it's time for them to start building these direct relationships. I'm delighted to support that. And Satya knows it, and Larry knows it, and everybody's aware of what's going on, and everybody's very supportive of it.
And so this is the explanation. This is what we've been talking about yesterday with Jose about the flywheel, the flywheel of, yes, Nvidia has a very, very profitable business, has a huge cash pile. Nvidia has their partners. We have these Stargate projects that many of us thought were quite ridiculous. And who's going to pay for them? Because, well, we knew, right? OpenAI didn't have the money. Oracle doesn't have the money. Microsoft, they were good for their, what did they say, $80 billion or whatever. But here in this case, Jensen, and yes, someone here says Jensen is here with red glasses, black leather jacket. Very, very contrasting choices of fashion here, but okay, nevertheless. Here, he basically explained, look, we want to accelerate things. OpenAI wants to accelerate things. We have partnership with these various companies. He mentioned xAI, probably also with Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, Oracle, etc., etc. And now, and he also mentioned CoreWeave, by the way, but only under that same OpenAI umbrella discussion. And so it makes sense. It makes sense for Nvidia to do this, because this, of course, helps Nvidia, because that means that Blackwell Ultra, Rubin, Feynman, all of these future GPUs will, of course, find customers, right? It just makes sense. It's them willing to accelerate this move, and it's them making sure that they stay on top, right? It's them making sure that they stay on top, hardware and software as well. So it makes total sense for him to make this move. Whether OpenAI is going to be a $1 trillion company, based on the current private valuation, I guess maybe it is possible. But if they are worth $1 trillion, then Uber should be worth Google. I just saw Uber on the screen. Google should be worth way more than that. And yes, way more. You got the joke. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole Nvidia AI flywheel going on right now. In the meantime, let me pull up real quick the Iren note that came out, because it did drop 8% at one point. Now it's only down 3 to 4% or so. Let's see, where is Iren? It's not even a big, like, it's a price target bump, but the rating is downgraded, because of course the stock did move up quite a lot. Where is it? Here it is. So JP Morgan downgrades Iren to underweight from neutral, raises the price target though from $16 to $24. In short, it's basically here saying that, look, Iren, yes, we believe in it and all, but we do think that the price has gone up. The price has gone up too much, too fast, without, well, in anticipation of a deal coming, right? And so it says right here, we are moving to underweight from neutral. We estimate shares are pricing in over 1 gigawatt co-location deal, which would be a deal of record scale and capital expenditures of over $10 billion. While this is possible over time, for now it creates more downside risk in shares than upside potential in their view. We've been talking about Iren for a while. I've been talking about Iren. I hold Iren as well. But yeah, it's true, right? If we look at the stock, right, the stock has gone up tremendously more recently. Right? Of course, because of CoreWeave, because of Nebius and all of those deals, maybe because of Wolf and Cypher as well. But this has happened without any deal. This has also happened, of course, with the announcement that they've doubled their GPUs, and they expect over $500 million in ARR by Q1 2026, of course, with a very big asterisk on that $500 million ARR figure. And so, yeah, I do agree that the stock did go up in anticipation of a deal, right? I don't think we can find real bulls that will tell you that this has gone up purely on the current business fundamentals. No, this hasn't. This is not the case. This has gone up on deal expectations and on other companies in the same group getting those types of deals. By the way, the Cypher deal yesterday, okay, it's true that Google became a shareholder, and yes, afterwards they did dilute shareholders, and that's why the stock went down 17.5%. But the deal is not such a big deal, right? It's what, $380 million or so per year of revenue. So it's not that much. It can go higher. Cypher, of course, went up 200% also, probably in anticipation of such things. Now it will be up 143% over the past month. Still, very good performance here. But again, this move on the way up is anticipation of the deal. A deal came in, okay, cute, and then they announced their what did they call it? Cypher, where is it? Let's see. By the way, it's also very, very early days with all of these all of these Bitcoin miners transitioning into AI cloud. So Cypher Mining announces pricing of upside private offering of $1.1 billion, 0% convertible senior notes. That's up from the $800 million, by the way, that was announced. So that's what basically brought the price down quite heavily yesterday for them. Why does nobody talk about Broadcom? I think we've been talking a lot about Broadcom during the live streams, and yes, the stock does continue to go up quite a lot. But we've been talking a lot about Broadcom on the live stream. Iren is a utility play as well. They will be huge, but not in pure AI. Because they own the land, they've got the energy, connected energy. So they are very crucial to all of it. Of course, they're not playing the software. They're not playing the software side of it, but they're playing the very important part of this whole equation here, which is land, energy, and of course, they also buy GPUs as well. With Nebius, yes, I do think that with Nebius, you are getting that software side of the business as well, plus AV, right, a little bit of Toloka, a little bit of Triple 10, and a little bit of ClickHouse. So you do get some added value, I would say. Which someone asked me about Nebius and Google. Where is it? Basically, the question was here. The question, it's the same person. Yeah. The question was about this. They follow the tech river. I believe once they get cash from data centers, they will expand into every sector. Well, luckily, they already have their, let's say, hands and fingers into multiple jars here. So yeah, they could of course create their own ecosystem in the future. Right now, I think there's just too much work to do in order to start thinking about what might happen in the future. Because right now, I think the opportunity ahead for them is purely on making sure that they are scaling quite rapidly, and then we'll see what happens with the other parts of the businesses for sure. Now, I usually don't go live on Friday. Plus, I did go live later than usual, so I guess we have less people joining today on my side of things. On the same day that Iren announces a deal before the market close, we should sell and buy back 72. Yeah, but I also thought about that. I'm like, a deal gets announced, like most of them, right? Deal gets announced, and then the stock crashes because of an offering. I'm not going to sell. I might just buy more if we do get like a real crash in stock price with Iren. But yeah, might be a good play. Might be a good play. Let's see. What do we have here? Who's red? Not much red right now, pre-market. Intel is still up 3.7% before the market opens. Rocket Lab is up 2.5%. They did close the acquisition of Myranic. The acquisition that should have been closed. So it is now officially closed. Stock is up 2.4%. CoreWeave is up 2%. Nebius is up 2% approximately as well here. AST, after being down 9.3% yesterday, is back above $50. Reddit is still doing very well here at $140, 1.4% up, $236 pre-market. SoFi back above 28, so 28.5 pre-market. BMNR is up 1%, back at $50 right now. So could have found support here at that 50-day moving average. What do I do with my Intel? I did take profits last week, right? With the options. I still hold 22. I still hold 22 contracts of my $30 strike price call options for 2027, and they are of course doing extremely well right now. I will keep them. Because again, it's 2027, so I still have time on my side. Like I said previously, if we were in September, October 2026, would have been a different thing. I probably would have sold everything already. But right now, still, since I do have some time on my side, I'm willing to just hold on to the other half and see where it goes, because it can definitely go even higher on more announcements, more partnerships, more contracts. We could see this thing go much higher. So that's the rationale behind this. Friday stream, yeah, no, I had the time, so I was like, you know what, if I have the time, why not talk a little bit more about stocks with you guys on Friday. Let's see. Any thoughts? No, I had someone comment under one video. Any thoughts on you or what's the other name? MP. So the materials. It's really not in my circle of knowledge, competence, or whatever, which is why I didn't cover these companies, and I'm not going to cover them because I don't understand it so well. There's also a lot of political movements around these types of things. So I'm sorry to say, but I cannot help you. With that. He is a Palace fan, actually. He is a Palace fan. Palace have been doing very well. I think they're like on a 15, 16 game unbeaten streak at the moment. So yeah, pretty impressive. I've been asked this question quite a lot. Like, do you set price targets for most of my stocks? No, not really. Unless it's like a short-term trade, then yes. Like if we have like a sudden crash in a stock, and I'm like, you know what, this is an overreaction, I'm buying it, and then I'll sell it at X% upside. But the majority of what I buy and what I own, no, I don't have price targets. But yes, sometimes the stories will change. And sometimes I will suddenly say, you know what, I like another story more, just like I said today with Shift4 and Rubrik. I'm going to add them to the portfolio. I'm going to take some profits with Micron, because Micron did become the number 4 position in the portfolio because it has been performing so well this year. And so, yeah, I am changing the portfolio allocation sometimes, but I don't have any price targets per se for the majority of them. I'll buy at the open. Like I'll buy at the open or when we're done with the live stream. I like it at those prices, and then I'll just accumulate accordingly. If we go lower or if we go higher, I don't really care. Amazon, where do they land in all of this? Same as before. Great company, e-commerce, great advertising company, subscription. AWS, still a huge company that's still growing quite well. Amazon is also a huge player in robotics. Amazon also owns Zoox, autonomous vehicles, Project Kuiper, so the satellite internet. How do they land in all of this? Amazon is still and will always be, in my opinion, one of the best companies on the planet, which is why it's the number 2 in the retirement portfolio after Meta. It was just because I loaded up on Meta in 2022 and it just exploded since then. Let's see. More Friday. Thank you, Roberto, by the way. Give the people what they want. Yeah, I guess if the people want more Fridays, more Friday streams, then I guess we should be giving the people what they want. What about Manchester United? I have to do the ding, ding, ding. Wait a second. Markets are open, ladies and gentlemen. Markets are open. So this is yesterday's, by the way. Let me put this one right here. Voila. Ding, ding, ding. Bing, bong, bong, ding, ding, ding. Markets here open. I did tell Jose to come on just to open the market, but he did not respond yet. He did not respond just yet. But yeah, ding, ding, ding. Markets are open. We are looking. We are looking at a mixed open. I'd say a mixed open at the moment, although much better than yesterday. The heat map will update in a couple of seconds. TradingView is always a little bit late with the heat map, but on the side here you can see the stocks that we do follow, what they're doing. So Iren is not surprised when there is more volume coming in. Iren is coming down more heavily on that JP Morgan note. It's down 7.7% at the moment. Marvell is down 2% or so. Aplat Digital is down 2%. Quick note, Roberto, I might, and I probably will close out the Applied Digital YOLO bet, purely because it has worked out way better than expected, and because I do just want to concentrate now on Nebius, CoreWeave, and Iren. Just so you know. Still hold it, but I might close it later today. Later today. Also, it frees up a little bit of capital. Oscar down 0.8, so we're back under $18, and now the heat map is fully updated right now. We have Boeing that's up another 4%. I think I see that Turkey is going to maybe buy 50 planes or so, an order on that. I've also seen that the 737 MAX might be getting a little boost from let's see what I've seen with that, from the regulations, or the FAA expected to lift cap on 737 MAX production, but timing is unclear, according to the Wall Street Journal. So that's why Boeing is up right now when the market is open, basically. Tesla is up another 1.6%. I do think that Dynive saw that someone else had a higher price target than him, so he had to up his own. So we're now at $600 price target from Dynives on Tesla. Duolingo is down 0.5, and then the rest here, Uber, AMD is down 0.1, 0.3, so not much. PayPal is flat, of course. So the greens: Intel up 3, Reddit 2.6, Rocket Lab 2, AST 1.8, CoreWeave 1.4, Nebius 1.1, New Holdings 1.1, Robinhood 0.8, Micron 1% right now, and Google is up 1%. As for the other names that we do follow, Salesforce is, again, not moving at all. Adobe is also not moving at all, still 354. Let's look at Figma. Figma also still around the same base here, $54. Shift4 is flat, still flat. Rubrik is probably green. No, also down a little bit, $81 after it did a very nice rebound here. The 200-day moving average. Chime is still going down. Wow, still going down. Now at $21.05, very close to being oversold. So these things get very interesting. Very, very interesting. Dave is down 0.4 as well, also respecting that 100-day moving average in this case. Sezzle is still here around and holding that 200-day moving average also. I know I did talk about Sezzle, but I decided to just go with Shift4 and Rubrik right now. But Sezzle, I'll continue to follow it. It's a very interesting company, and even price-wise here, it's very, very interesting. JJ, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the Friday stream. Anxious to buy more Nebius. One can hope for a pullback in Nebius. But in the 90s, yeah, we would have to see like a very, very solid pullback. Can it happen? It can. Will it happen? I don't know. I'd welcome it for sure. Like if we go back in the 90s, I mean, I'd welcome it for sure. And then we're going to be again in the discussion, is it going to close that gap or not? Because that gap, I don't think so, because that gap happened after, like before, because of the Microsoft deal, and I don't think we're going to go that low unless the whole market crashes and pulls back heavily. But yeah, I don't see that happening anytime soon for Nebius, but I would welcome it for sure. I would welcome it for sure. Iren now down 8.7%, which means we're back to prices not seen since Tuesday. Wow. Incredible stuff. I don't know why people are panicking about this, but yeah. Green Oscar because Jose is not here. Well, yes, correct. Correct. You are very correct here. If PayPal turns bullish, is that the market top? I mean, PayPal might be like this name that you go as a hedge. Like when the market crashes, maybe PayPal will just go up, because it's just crazy that this thing just keeps on getting hit time and time again. Like the more good news that comes out of PayPal, the worse it becomes for the stock. It's actually incredible to watch. It's actually incredible to watch. But I'll go back to the Alibaba example. Right, Alibaba has been trash for a long, long time, and then we started to see some big moves with Alibaba, because again, stocks can stay expensive for a long period of time. They can also stay very cheap for a long period of time. But at a certain point, things will change. With PayPal, I don't know when they will change, but at some point they will. Hopefully for my options, they do so sooner rather than later, but we'll see. We'll see. Do you buy your option? I do not use Saxo Bank. No, I do not. I use the KeyTrade for the options, because again, options are not available on every platform. Many people hate it because of the Steam scandal. This is just BS. Like, not many people, maybe like a handful of people hate it because of the Steam scandal. I can assure you that 99% of the population has no idea what you're talking about, well, with regards to the Steam scandal. And it has also more to do with Steam than with PayPal, just so you know. So yeah, again, many people hate it. Many people hate a lot of things. Many people hate Amazon. Many people hate Google. Guess what? Doesn't matter what many people say, because the numbers say and tell us another story. Plus, again, with PayPal, a lot of the actual transactions that go through it, you don't see it because it's Braintree. And if we're not American, it's Venmo, so we don't know there. We don't know about that either, because it's not available in Europe. A lot of things about PayPal and its business and how they make money, you don't see. You don't see it. Yes, I know we all know the PayPal button, but there's a lot of other ways for PayPal to be making money. Braintree is one of those ways. How do you decide between? I 99% of the time just buy stocks, 1% who has options, and lucky me, I chose the right one with Intel, and I hope I chose the other ones with PayPal also. But I usually only do options, only do stocks, rarely do options. A good time for opening Chime positions. I mean, a good time last week was also maybe a good time, and yet the stock continues to go down. But when I covered this company, I think it was last week or last 2 weeks or so, was it around $23? It was a good business. It still is a good business. But since it is an IPO, right now the market is trying to find out where it can create a base. Right? With Figma, it seems like right now with Figma, the base is around $50, $53 or so. That's it. When is the PayPal video came out already? 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I think, on the channel. Speaking of companies being cancelled by 2 people on Twitter, what about Target? I didn't know they were getting cancelled. Target, great dividend. Yeah, but I'm too young to be thinking about dividends at the moment. UPS is also a very good dividend play right now. But for me personally, I rather just focus on growth at the moment. And as you can see, Meta, Google, dLocal, Alibaba, Micron, they all turned out to be my dividend paying stocks right now, while also giving me the growth potential as well. Chime is far from profitability. Yeah, okay. But a lot of companies that are profitable today were also far from profitability a couple of years ago. Russell, thank you for a super chat. Same with CoreWeave. Had to sell my profits yesterday to enter BMNR hype. I don't know if that was the best thing to do, but you do you. ALAP is an overreaction on Nvidia, Intel. Any macro news to be wary of? ALAP, an overreaction. You mean the recent pullback that we've seen right here? On the Intel and Nvidia partnership. We talked a little bit about that, I think, yesterday with Jose when he talked about Marvell. ALAP is not really a name I follow that closely, but it could be an overreaction just because, well, the Intel Nvidia thing just came out of nowhere. The market is trying to play it safe, so pull the stock back down after, of course, the stock went up considerably. But yeah, it's not something that I follow that closely at the moment. Wait. Sorry, I mean, same with Nebius and CoreWeave. Do we nibble at pullbacks? I mean, CoreWeave and Nebius, I would nibble at big pullbacks. Yeah, ALAP, again, I don't know the company that well, so can't comment on that. Can't comment on that. We always have one guy from X here, so we have to respect that. Snapstock is I mean, it did go back up, so we closed that gap that was created after last earnings report. Got rejected here at the 200-day moving average. Now we'll go back down, and let's see what happens here. If it does get support at the 50-day one, still a company that I probably would trade but not touch as a long-term investment, because they care more about insiders making money than actual investors making money. Plus, I haven't used Snap in over 10 years, and I still think it's a crappy product. That's a good question. Like, you mean at what price would I tell myself stop being greedy and sell all your profits? I mean, we could be at $35 in January, and I'll say, okay, good enough. We could be at $40 next week, and I tell you it's also good enough. So I guess it depends on the time we're at, and the price of the stock. But if I have to put a number, I guess closer to 40 over the next 6 months. 6 months or so. I think I'd say, you know what? Thank you very much. I'll take the cash and probably increase the cash position, because who knows what might happen 6 months from now. A reversal in PayPal? Not yet. We are still down 0.0. Oh no, we're up. We're up, ladies and gentlemen. We're up. PayPal is up right now. Huge reversal here. What's my exit strategy on Duolingo? Okay, so this one is probably one where I can maybe discuss the price target question here. I am still down on Duolingo. I am down. I think my average is 340. Although the last 2 times I bought shares were at 308 and 268, but I did not buy that much because yes, I made a mistake to buy too much when it was a little bit higher right here. But okay, my exit strategy here is probably going to be closer to $400. Could that happen after the next earnings report? It could. Yes, it could. But yeah, this one is purely because I think it's a good business. Overreaction. Yes, I went in too aggressively, and now I did put more money into that position than I initially wanted to. That's on me. But yeah, the profit taking will definitely happen once the position breaks even, and then we'll probably exit when we go back to the areas right here, 400 and above. That's the strategy for me with this one. Have I studied any energy? You mean energy like the BE, CEG, and all constellation, all of that, or energy, First Solar, Enphase? Because First Solar, Enphase, I did talk a lot about that. The other ones, not so much. Or maybe you also mean nuclear, but I'm still staying far away from anything quantum or nuclear at the moment. Why go with 4 and not Sezzle? Purely because I know Shift 4 better than Sezzle. That's it. I know Shift 4 better than Sezzle. I think Shift 4 market-wise, total addressable market, is also much, much bigger. I also understand that, yes, market cap, it is double that of Sezzle, but still, Sezzle is a buy now, pay later company. I'd just rather go with Shift 4, but I will definitely keep a close eye on Sezzle for sure. Nuclear energy. I mean, I am nuclear. I am bullish on nuclear. I'm just not bullish on the nuclear names at the moment because they generate $0 and they're worth $15 billion in market cap, and they will only have a commercially available product like 2 years, 3 years from now, or something like that. What's the point? Like, well, what's the point of all of it? It's the same with quantum. Like all the BS that I've seen over the last couple of weeks and actually days, especially with IonQ, like, oh, we could be replacing Nvidia, and Nvidia GPUs will become obsolete because of quantum and this and that. I'm like, okay, but no, you can tell those bedtime stories to someone else, but you're not going to fool moi. The local risk is Argentina. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think actually Argentina is in a better position today than it was a couple of years ago, right? They've also de-risked themselves with a couple of things that they held regarding Argentinian bonds, I believe. So I don't think the risk is Argentina. I actually think Argentina's economy is a big tailwind for them, and not a headwind. All right, we've got another PayPal shareholder here with us, ladies and gentlemen. We are converting people here on the live stream. Maybe that's why I should go live every Friday, just to convert more people to the PayPal bag holders club. So Eddie here joining us. Screw it, just bought some PayPal. I needed pals that pay me anyways. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. We have all seen, I think, the same video. We have all seen the same video, right? The quantum internet stack thing that he made up. Like, again, you can dislike Martin and all of it, but if you watch that video, you cannot tell me that his level of knowledge is just like up here and the other one was just here. But yeah, it's like it was very painful, but sometimes enjoyable and funny to watch at the same time. Big Bear AI, I know the stock is up. Right? I know we've had probably Pelosi, right, buy the stock, and maybe some ex-Trump administration guy, or maybe current, is also in the stock or in the company, etc., etc. But just open the investor relations website and look for yourself if it's a good company or not. Look for yourself. We have more devoted PayPal believers. That's always good to know. Always good to know that we have some PayPal folks here. Do you think PayPal should buy Sezzle to grow buy now, pay later? No, I also don't think that PayPal right now with Alex Chris is in a buying mood currently. Plus, I think they have a good buy now, pay later product that they're going to ramp up faster. But Sezzle, yes, at $2.8 billion so in market cap, is definitely an acquisition target. Actually, Shift4 is also an acquisition target at $6 billion in market cap, although they've been doing the acquisition. So we'll see how that evolves. But Sezzle could be acquired. Yes, I don't think it will be PayPal doing the acquiring in this case. Bought some PayPal $90 call options for June, hoping it will work out. I think so. Like I'd be very surprised if we don't go back to June. Don't go back to $90 before June of next year. Because that gives you 3 earnings reports. I think that should be enough. Plus, remember, even if you are at 80, like if we're at $80 in March, you will be making quite a lot of money. Yeah, there's a lot of chilling. There's a lot of chilling and pumping these days. Talking about chilling and pumping, what is Open Door doing today? Today it's, what is it? Down 3% or so. I'm also thinking about maybe just closing that position as well, and just raising as much cash as possible right now, just in case. Also, the fact that every single day I have to correct the Open Door people with their BS is it's not really that bullish, I would say. The turnaround can definitely be there, like with the company and with everything that they're doing inside the company. Cost cuts might happen, more launches of products. All of that can happen, but essentially macro has to change in order for this play to work out even better than it did until now. I would rather my stocks go to zero than have another COVID. I can tell you this right now. I can 100% tell you that I'd rather see my portfolio go to zero than have another COVID breakout or whatever, lockdowns and all of that. Seems like right now we are 50-50, or almost 50-50 here. Green, red on the stocks that we follow. Watchlist wise, looks a bit better here. Watchlist wise, we're looking a little bit better. Let's see if we do have some news since we went live. AMD, I have a question. How long do you think until it reaches $2 trillion in market cap? AMD, 2 trillion. Let's first maybe get to 500 billion and then a trillion. 5 years is, 5 years is not that much. 5 years is not that much. Could we see it go to $1 trillion by 2030? It's possible, yeah. It's possible with the MI 400, 500 series coming out in 26 and 27. It's a possibility. Actually, we do have. I usually have my macro guy in the comment section, but this time he did not come in. So, anyways, we have some US PCE inflation. Now we actually have someone just when I wanted to talk about it. So PCE up 2.7 year over year, estimated number 2.7. So everything, as you can see here, is coming in line. Personal spending is up a little bit more than expected. Personal income is also up more than expected. And real personal spending is up 0.4 month over month. Estimated number is 0.2. Will it affect stocks? It seems like right now it did not affect anything. Right now it did not affect anything. I think the 10-year is still 4.18%. Let's see what we have here. We do have 100% tariffs on medicine imports. So European pharma stocks did go down. No, the Dow Jones did rise after the inline PC inflation report. So that didn't change anything. That didn't change anything at the moment. Let's actually look at the probabilities of a rate cut. Let's see. So things have changed. Things have changed. We now have 85.5% probability of another rate cut in October. That was 91.9% a week ago and 43% a month ago. So we're now a bit higher, a bit lower compared to a week ago for a rate cut in October. We'll see. Of course, we'll cover this every week, and we'll see how these things change over time. We'll finish it off here with a quick recap. Here. Will SoFi benefit from rate cuts? SoFi should be benefiting from rate cuts. PayPal should be benefiting from rate cuts as well. But again, if those are rate cuts because you have to cut because you don't want the economy to be destroyed, like you need to understand rate cuts because, okay, you feel like things are still doing well and interest rates were still too high, so we're cutting them a little bit. Okay, fine. But if you're cutting them now aggressively because you know you're late, because the economy might be going into a recession, because the labor market is XYZ and whatever, then that's not good, right? That's not great. So the reasoning behind all of it, the reasoning behind the rate cuts is important to understand and know, which is what I told you before the last Fed meeting. We all knew they were going to cut. We had to listen to the comments. So all in all, this is what is happening right now with the market. Boeing up 4.5%, Intel up 4%. Most of the names that we cover are green. Palantir is down 1.2. Big freaking deal. Still $176 a share, $419 billion in market cap. As for the rest here, we are going to close out the stream with PayPal being green. Look at this. We are doing here the job for them. PayPal is green. Nebius is red. SoFi is red a little bit. Nvidia, AMD down. CoreWeave is down. The local down. Duolingo is down a little bit. Iren still down close to 8%. Applied Digital down 3.3% or so. Am I scared of SoFi being overbought? No, I'm not. Right? I'm not scared because I'm not buying today. I will be buying if we do have a pullback, but I'm not scared of it being overbought right now. Why are you planning to exit Duolingo? I thought you had some conviction. No, I always said this was not a long-term play, just like United Health was not a long-term play. It's a play because I think it's a good company that has been brought down too much. Opportunistic buying, although, like I said, did jump in too early with too much money. But no, I never said I'm going to hold it for the next 10 plus years or so. Same with United Health. I still think, yes, United Health today is a buy, but you need patience for the for the recovery. You need patience for the recovery. Anyways, thank you all for joining me on this fine Friday morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Really appreciate that. Apparently, I have to come back every Friday now because apparently I'm doing a good job and you like it. So we shall try to continue the Friday streams. There is also another channel that I used to use for shorts and things like that. Was dead for the last 3 years, sorry. I might revive it and start streaming some gaming stuff on there, but we'll see. We'll see if that ever gets done or not. But yeah, all in all, good way, I think, right? Good way to end the stream. Right now, heat map seems quite okay compared to where we were yesterday. If you missed the last video, I am going to open a position in Rubric and in Shift 4. I will, of course, show you everything on Sunday during the Sunday portfolio recap, the reasoning behind this, and the strategy going forward. So with that said, thank you all for joining. Have a great rest of your day. Thank God it's Friday.